Hi student, good day. Our today's topic is Strategic Business Leader, Chapter 3. We are doing it, and we'll see the strategies and all. This is the main chapter of SBL, which will test you the strategies. And normally, each and every paper, there must be a one strategy or two strategy you have to discuss. You have to explain the scenario with the context to the main learning, plus the case study experience and your own input and your presentation way. So all items should be included in your presentation, which will helpful for you to gain a full mark. So this is what we will discuss over here. The chapter learning objective: upon completion of this chapter, you will able to assess the macro environment of organization using appropriate models such as pastel. So as we discussed earlier, macro is a broader level, the outer level, so beyond your reach, and the micro is a smaller level. So like example of countrywide is a macro, and is citywide is a micro, or your company base is a micro, or the overall industry analysis is a macro. So there are the different strategies and different rules. Evaluate the sources of competition in industry or sector using Porter 5 forces. This is one of the favorite topic. So you have to analyze with your normal industry norms, and here your ratio analysis experience and your F7, your SPR experience will also be helpful, and you have to explain with your industry, but in more in your theory side or other written side, or a presentation way of the as a business development way. You have to explain all this area. Assess the scenario reflecting different assumption about the future environment of organization. Very good, is a easy bit, and but once you enter in this chapter, so you will be ready to understand all areas of the learnings. The Porter's diamond and explore the influence of national competitiveness on the strategic position of an organization. So this is also an interesting part. So what as a overall as a country wise, some some countries are popular for one specific thing, or some technology thing, like Japan is for electronics, and Germany is for vehicle. This is a way of the examples which we can use in to explain you for your better understanding. So for in the Porter's diamond strategy, we will discuss evaluate how external drivers of change are likely to affect structure of a sector or a market. Evaluate opportunity and threats like a SWOT analysis. Then identify and evaluate the organization strategy, capability, threshold, resources, threshold competencies, whatever a threshold are there, their limitations. You will discuss contribution of organization. Porter's value chain. This is also a model which we will discuss, and advise on the role of influence of value of networks and SWOT analysis. The evaluate the emphasis of SWOT analysis will also be in our discussion today. Be ready and be clear of your mind. So because now you have to attentive, and you have to pay attention to this topic. The strategic analysis of a business, of any exam point of view, or a theory point of view, or a business, you keep now in your mind as a business environment. And the strategic analysis will be discussed into environmental analysis and internal analysis. Environmental analysis are those analysis which are the outside of company, like government or other stakeholder, how you interact with the banks or financial institution, or anything which is relating to for the development of your business, which needs some licensing and something you need approvals. These are the part of environment analysis, which we will discuss. Under environment, pastel analysis strategy will be there. Five forces we will discuss, and diamond. And under the internal analysis, internally the company's capability, how capable they are, what is the value chain, and what is the SWOT analysis. So these are things we will be discussing. So once the main concept and main agenda, this is the whole agenda of our chapter today. So under this introduction, already we explain as this chapter complete, whole chapter is analyzing the discussion on the planning tools that can help to analyze an organization environmental and its position within the environment in order to avoid strategic drift. So because you should perform business in smooth manner and in successful manner, so you will not lag behind from any loose activity which can harm you. ACCA guidance on models and framework, that already we discussed. Just read this paragraph, pause this one, and just go through. Internal and external analysis tools. So what are the internal and externals? The number of key tools that can be used to perform strategic analysis. Key external analysis, like which outside the organization and focus on the potential changes in its environment. Pastel, Porter five forces, and Porter's diamond. So these are potential changes in its environment. These are the environmental side, and then company will need to key the internal analysis tools for the Porter value chain, strategic capabilities, and SWOT analysis. So these we will go in more detail under pastel tools. Pastel is an actually is a abbreviation of these points. Pastel model looks like a macro environment using the following. Macro mean overall. Remember, this is outside. This is beyond. The pastel I was saying, there is abbreviation of these all these headings. Political. This is for economic. This is social. This is technological. This is ecological and legal. These analysis will be now will just one by one we will discuss. Yeah. The political environment includes taxation policy, government stability is common. Economic is the environment include the interest rate, inflation, business cycle, and unemployment. These when you start a business, you look into all this area, macro areas, before jumping into your business activities. This is a way. This is a way political. You will see political stability, how stable country or how stable your all company policies, taxation, and how many benefits or facilities are given by the government. Economy also, you will see how economy is developing and how they are supporting their business community. The social is a social cultural environments include population, demographics, social mobility, income distribution, and lifestyle changes. These are also important change. Technological, how technology is influenced the government spending on research and developments, and government industry focus on technology efforts. Speed of technological transfer is happening. Ecological environment is a environment sometimes just referred to as a environment consideration ways to which organization can, if your business is relating to environmental change or some you want to do, you have to see what are the government initiate on this area. Legal environment covers the influence such as taxation, employment law, monopoly legislation, or the licensing. As we discussed earlier, this is all is important for you to understand on the pastel analysis. If this concept is clear, you consider it's 70% this strategy is going to fit in your exam paper, and you have to then you have to take the scenario examples, the problem from the scenario of that business, and then put them on the under this analysis. The further past analysis are given. You just go to this very easy examples will reading bit, and very easier to understand. Technological factor, environmental factors are there, very easy, and there's no further more explanation. If you need your explanation you require, you just comment it, or even you can join me for our paid classes for revision, and we cover all exam based question answer, and explain you every bit by bit. We have WhatsApp support as well. This is they have done a pastel analysis for the newspaper. So how newspaper pastel analysis is their political influence, economic influence, social influence. They see this is all these example which we discussed. They have mentioned over here. Environmental, how how easy is and how supportive our government, and how many facilities we are getting from the sources. The Porter 5 forces model, we go to other things. So under the Porter 5 forces, look into buyers power of buyers can demand discounted prices. The supplier power can demand higher prices for their products. Competitive rivalry, so how this is done. High level of competition can lead to price wars, new entrants for the new business newbies, and all these and substitute, whether your product have a substitute. So these you make this analysis to get your suggestions. So then you will see whether you will start this business, or you need uh, more creativity in the product. Bargaining power of buyers, now they discuss in more details. So this is like here a buyer purchase a high proportion of the supplier's total business, represent a high portion of total trade. This is a buyer's power, and then bargaining power of suppliers. So how suppliers are more authoritative, degree to which switching cost apply to substitute are available. Whether if you have started a business and you have a supplier of one product only, and he buy material from import material from in other country, maybe he having a strong power to influence your purchase decision. But if it's freely available, so then you will see whether materiality available is there in your for your specific business. Then it will be easier for you to go into business. If there is some problem or some imports problem or restrictions are there, so then you have to think on this business activity. Competition rivalry, the number of relative strength competitors, how many competitors are there, rate growth, whether the expanding competition is low key, high fixed cost are involved. So if it's a high key business, or is where your competition is a very high, or expenses are very high, you have to see all these factors. If buyers can switch easily between suppliers, or competition is keen. If the exit barrier, the cost incurred leaving the business market high, competition will hang on until forced out. These points are also important to note. Threat of new entrants is always there for every business, like Pepsi Coke war, everyone knows. So the threat of new entrants, but whenever new entry is coming for their competitors in Coca-Cola or other Me Too brands, so you see how they kill those brands, and they don't uh, market them, their activities. These points you have to go read out. Threats of substitute products. Substitute products is always there, but it's good for economy, good for people, good for market. So because they have a substitute products, their price will be in control. Porter 5 forces consider the attractiveness of the industry's builder of a commercial property, competitive rivalry. Three, they have discussed in more detail with the very good points. Threat of entry, good material write-ups there from the Kaplan. So it will helpful for you to understand the concept and theory and the strategy. Threat of substitute, how the threats are there, and how they can be careful, be cautious from this fact. This factor is likely to closely to link with the pastel model. For example, threat will be highest when economy is in decline, but it will be low when demand of housing is increasing. They have given example of a housing project. Power of suppliers, power of customer, overall opinions. They have scenario planning. Again, this is a pastel 5 forces analysis, often focus on the most likely potential future market state. Scenario planning is therefore employed by the organization in order to force managers to think about their potential future market position. In scenario planning, they are key environmental factors are identified, and the firm then consider how these might change in future. Plans are then considered for each of these eventualities. Number of scenario planning. Most likely scenario plan, they reflect the majority of management expectation of future possibility for market. The best case scenario, the worst case scenario is example is also there. It's a good bit. Benefits and problem of scenario planning. So just please go through. This is also then Porter Diamond tried to answer the following question: why does nation become most successful as an international competitor market? As we discussed in the car manufacturer, Germany is renowned for car manufacture, Japan prominent for consumer electronics. Why are firms based on a particular nation able to create a sustained competitive advantage against world's best competition? So why is one country often the home of so many of industry's world leader? So Porter called answer to this question determines the national competitive advantage. He suggests that there are four main factors which determine national competitive advantage and express them in the form of a diamond. So these are the diamonds definition they have. Porter as suggested are given. The factor condition. So then demand condition, then related to supportive industries, and firm strategy and structure rivalry. So demand condition means that the Japanese car or the German's car have a big demand in the worldwide market, and Japanese electronics are well known. They are much better than Chinese brand, and Chinese quality is better than Japanese quality. So so these are the things which make them a diamond. Further detail on Porter diamond strategy is favorable factor condition. physical resources such as land, minerals, and weather. Capital, human resource, knowledge that can be used effectively, and infrastructure, which is the most important thing. Infrastructure is very much contributor in the success of the business and country. The Porter has given some theory a bit go through, and students detail each and every scenario will be discussed in main details. These are the highlights and of this chapter, and we just give you a bit about the understanding of this chapter, so can helpful for you with the just a flavor for you to understand how we will teach and how we just go to this in further detail by explaining all factors. So then they have given a Porter's diamond illustration. So the Starbucks, they give an example. A large American cafe chain has been very successfully when expanding overseas in areas such as Canada, Japan, UK. Some extent this can be attributed to the following: the factor condition. Starbucks were able to offer a better looking premises which were more attractive. See this one, the diamond condition. Starbucks have developed in US market where customers were very demanding. Each customer wanted bespoke personal experience, and Starbucks had to develop system to cope with the such, allowing customer to choose which bean to use. So they have a specific experience, and their training, and they have all expertise in this area. So they make the demand, they create a demand, and wherever those people go, and they look for their service, and they feel they are at the same place. If any part of the world they go, like any other brands, there are many other brands are there. If you go just taste it in Dubai, like Tim Horton, if you taste in Dubai and Pakistan or other country, you find the same taste. And this example for all other brands as well. Environmental opportunities. Environmental opportunities and threats are there. So how opportunity and threat is there? Once category is an opportunity or threat, the influence first need to be prioritized. Some will be much more important than others. Grab the best opportunity, defend against the most serious threat. So the suggestion to decide how you can react them, or how you can cope those problem. Explanation of opportunities and threat. So reading bit, please just go through. It will explain your all areas. Illustration of opportunities and threat is also is a very nice way they have explained. Opportunities are favorable conditions that usually arise from the nature of changes of external environment. Following might represent some of the opportunity threat identified for commercial television station. Opportunity: internet threatening streaming programming as viewer want to watch them. Increase monitoring. Highly quality mobile phones, tablets, and on which threats. Competing firm, like advertising moving to more efficient. Public taste change. Every facility available on mobile. So there are other examples. Strategic capabilities, resources, and competencies. Key success factors. Now they discuss. They discuss threshold, resources, and then threshold for competence. More strategic capabilities. The strategic capability of the company. Resources, what company having a resources, what they can do, what they can produce, what are their all they have access to all these facilities. then and the strategy, there is another competencies there, how much competent they are, their team, their workers, their technology and their experience. And then tangible or intangible, tangible physical assets such as machinery, they have like equipment, they have Japan or other country who are rich in these type of competencies and strategic capabilities. They have complete infrastructure facilities available there. Illustration 4, they have capabilities, resources, and competence. They have discussed the Coca-Cola examples, their case studies. Have a look. Critical success factor, which is also CSF abbreviation, are the essential areas of business that must be performed well in if the mission, objective, and goals of the businesses are achieved. This is the main definition or main key points. Essential area of the business that must perform well if the mission of objective and goals of the business are to be achieved. Critical success factor are performance requirements that are fundamental to an organization. So these success factors they have to identify. Example of key CSF are major industries include in the automobile industry, styling, efficient dealer network, organization performance. These are the critical for. If you take example of any automobile brand or their showroom, their presence in the market, see they have resemblance, their beauty, their outlook, everything. In the food processing, new product development, good distribution channel, health aspects, they have all. They now they in food processing they put calories also, so like something different. In life insurance industry, reputation, innovation, new policies. In the supermarket, product mix is available, each store having its actual availability on the shelves, pricing is correct. This is also very much a problem area. People having a wrong pricing, that is another debate we'll discuss in our revisions. Organizational knowledge as a strategic capability. Knowledge management involves the presence of uncovering or discovering knowledge, capturing knowledge, sharing knowledge, distributing knowledge, leveraging knowledge, maintaining knowledge. Knowledge is a big asset. If you don't have knowledge, so you cannot. If you don't have knowledge to go north and you just go to start traveling to south, if you don't have knowledge, so you are wrong way total. Growing importance of knowledge management, very nice. This is a very good bit. Knowledge management has become an important part of gaining and maintaining competitive advantage. Reason for this are as follow. So knowledge is a key dear. So you have to be informative. You should have a knowledge on each product, each facility, that each services, how it will deliver, how it is maintained. Value chain analysis. Value chain analysis is good for analysis of the company's competitive advantage. Porter suggests that competitive advantage means that organization can beat its rivals by either offering goods and services at lower cost or being differentiate, which means being perceived by the customer as better or more relevant and the charging a premium for this difference. Success both now and in future for organization will therefore often depend on strength or weakness. So these are this is your way how you plan, you make your strategy successful. So value chain we'll discuss in here with this diagram. This is important. You have to memorize and you have to practice also. In case study, we will do many questions are there. The support or secondary value activities, the firm infrastructure, the company organization infrastructure, what facilities they have, what are they going to or what they're planning to do. Human resources, they have good team to run the show. Technological development, they have infrastructure arrangements. Procurement, they have a material available for the use. Inbound logistics, so they will see how much they have in hand, they have capabilities or they have resources available. Operation, they have a production team. Outbound, their output, they are having resources to send in the market sales, and marketing is their team is there who will take care of outbound logistic, and then send it to the market and give them a services to run their business. There is an explanation of value chain activities. So just go through this activities. I'll get back to you. Yes, student. The primary activities of value chain: inbound logistic, receiving, storing, or handling raw material. Outbound, transforming the raw material into finished product, as we explained earlier. Outbound, strong distribution network. So for products, ready products should go for the deliveries, outsourcing deliveries. Marketing as sales, for example, sponsorship of sports celebrity could enhance their image or services. All activities that occur offer after the point of sales. So these are easier one, and but this is a technical, you have to prepare for examination point of view. Secondary activities: firm infrastructure, technological, human resource, procurement. Already we explained, just go through. All organization in particular industry will have similar value chain: obtaining raw materials, designing product, building manufacturing facilities, developing cooperative agreements, providing customer service. Apply value chain in scenario. Very important. These are the to gain a competitive advantage over a rivals, a company must either perform value chain function at lower cost than its rivals, or perform them in a way that leads to a differentiation and premium price. We go through this illustration. They have discussed the same points, same areas which we already explained. The keynotes: in the exam situation, you might use Porter value chain analysis to decide how individual activities might be changed to reduce cost of operation or to improve value of organizations is offering. So these are the value chain network analysis, value chain analysis, how it is doing. Suppliers value chain, then organization value chain, then distributor retailers value chain, and buyer value chains. For example, they have given for Amazon, Not only revolutionize this business model for selling books, but also frame formed an entire new value network. So just go through. They have given an interesting example. SWOT analysis. That's also one of favorite topic for an examiner. They keep testing. So I'm sure students aware about this one, but we just go to SWOT is in the divided into two parts: internal strength, weakness, resources of capabilities. Mean internal mean SW it will cover, and then external opportunities and threats OT it will cover external. External is OT, internal is SW. The key, if you keep this format in your mind, it's easy for you to explain strength and weakness related to resources and capability. What is the organization is good at, what is poor at, where are the resources in short supply, so where are resources excellent. Ultimate strength and weakness determine an organization ability to cope with. When they have identified their strength and weakness, they are ready to move on. If you know, if person know their weakness, if they cover it, overcome, they are successful. The simple strategy for the nature also design in the same way or much better way, boss. Opportunities and threats relate to external factor. What will affect on organization of economic change? Can organization make use of new technology? Are new entrants likely to enter marketplace? Can a powerful customer dictate terms? Examination will feature scenarios detailing the history of and current position of an organization. Possible future states. Candidate will probably have to analyze the organization strategy position. For example, carry out a corporate appraisal. It is possible to arrive at a reasonable analysis merely by producing a SWOT analysis, but it is likely to be more productive and impressive to use one or more another analysis. Using a SWOT analysis, then again this is same theory they have discussed over here. Strength can be developed. Illustration they have given for the small advertising agency. See they how they what are their strength and what are their weakness. Go through. They also have highlighted the professional skills, how you gain your professional skills marks only when you illustrate analysis skills in considering the advertising agency's strategic position. So then that is a your professional marks will be there for showing a professional skills. This is all for chapter summary. External analysis, the pastel uncontrollable environment provide implication for growth. Five forces diamond. Do you just they have divided with the external analysis and the internal analysis. You remember if there's some a case study is discussing or tasking you to explain diamond, it should be external. Five forces external, pastel for external. So if there is an internal analysis, the SWOT, value chain, capabilities, be specific, be careful, be clear, and memorize only two things: internal and external. So you are done with this chapter. and you are done with this every strategy. In examination, whatever they ask, you just remember to distribute them, divide them in these areas, so you are done. So these are the answer to their test your understandings, which we seen in the during the review of this chapter. If you have noticed, you can see their answers, but more detail we will do in case studies and all in revisions. Whoever interested to join, just contact, WhatsApp me. You will have if somebody want a one-to-one sessions, welcome. So this is my specialty in strategic business leader. I challenge you, you can pass in first attempt, inshallah. But just you have to allocate a handsome reasonable good time for a coaching, for one-to-one coaching. So whenever I call, whenever I ask, and you should